Imagine circling the same roundabout for 5 grueling hours, all in the name of breaking a world record and boosting a noble cause. Sounds like the ultimate endurance test for car enthusiasts. But here's where it gets controversial. Is this brilliant innovation or just a bizarre waste of time? Stick around to uncover the full story, because it's packed with twists that might just change how you view extreme driving exploits. Welcome to the wild world of automotive adventures, where everyday drives transform into epic quests. I'm here to break down the latest tale from Jay Roberts, that unstoppable Cannonball Run aficionado we chatted about last month. Back then, he smashed records by guiding his trusty 2017 Toyota Prius across the country with minimal hands-on intervention, thanks to a nifty aftermarket 3X gadget. This time, though, Jay outdid himself in a way that left me scratching my head, and that's saying something for a seasoned car watcher. Just a few days ago, Jay hit me up with a text that had me puzzled. On Saturday, I claimed a new world record for the longest stint circling a single roundabout. The old mark was 4 hours and 28 minutes. We crushed it at 5 hours and 3 minutes. My mind raced. Maybe another cross-country dash in an electric vehicle? Or something quirky like tackling the route in a zippy K-car? Nope. Jay's creativity soared even higher. When we jumped on a call the next day, my first question was the obvious one. Why on earth would you do that? As it turns out, Jay's motivation echoed the classic Cannonball spirit. They did it simply because they could. For those new to this, Cannonball runs are legendary, no-holds-barred road trips where participants race coast to coast, often bending rules to test cars and drivers to their limits. It's all about pushing boundaries, and for Jay and his crew, this roundabout challenge was the perfect absurd twist. The spark? About a month prior, Jay and a small band of buddies, around 5 or 6 in their group chat, were bantering online when one pal, Jake Dwinell, shared a news clip. /www.wthr.com article.news/local/Dave Dugan Carmel Roundabout World Record /531 B75CENA D4B 44CENA about someone else claiming the roundabout record at just 4 hours and 28 minutes. Naturally, these Cannonball vets saw it as an easy target, like low-hanging fruit begging to be plucked. So, on October 11th, Jay teamed up with Jake for the polar opposite of a high-speed cannonball, maximizing time on the road while minimizing distance. They chose a 1-lane roundabout in Trumbull, Connecticut, and aimed for that ambitious 5 hours and 3 minutes to pay homage to Brock Yates' inaugural Cannonball Run back on May 3, 1971. To sweeten the deal, they pledged to collect $500 for the Brock Yates Memorial Fund. jack.alz.org/site pg/fund/FRID/1060, a vital organization funding Alzheimer's research. And they didn't just hit their goal. They blew past it, raking in $1,118 as of now, with donations still rolling in. https://www.gofundme.com/goingdizzyforbrock. But this wasn't a walk in the park. Jake admitted that while he could handle 5-hour stints behind the wheel on regular days, maybe even tack on 18 more the next, this was a whole different beast. The constant left turns at a leisurely 12 miles per hour created intense centrifugal force that pinned them to their seats, like an invisible hand locking them in place. For beginners wondering about roundabouts, they're those circular intersections designed to keep traffic flowing smoothly by eliminating stop signs, where drivers yield and merge in a counterclockwise loop. Here, though, the duo racked up over 1,200 laps, each taking about 15 seconds, turning what should have been relaxing into a dizzying ordeal. Many folks love a good road trip, but Cannonballers thrive on marathon journeys, rarely battling motion sickness. Yet, this endless circling proved wildly disorienting. Jay mostly gazed out the driver's side window, occasionally checking the windshield for incoming traffic, which brought its own headaches. And this is the part most people miss. The sheer mental strain of staying sharp in a loop with no autopilot moments. On a typical Cannonball, you'd have long, straight highways where you can plant your foot on the gas and zone out, or even recline if your car has cruise control. But this solitary lane offered no such luxuries. Jay and Jake stayed hyper-vigilant every second, dodging close calls when pedestrians or drivers darted in unexpectedly. They even critiqued fellow motorists. Some navigated roundabouts like pros, yielding properly and merging seamlessly, while others froze at the edge, waiting endlessly. By the end, the pair slowed down to let traffic in, but even then, some cars hesitated, forcing Jay and Jake to lap around them multiple times before they joined. You can catch a time-lapse of their entire 5-hour saga in the video above. Not only did they baffle and possibly annoy other road users, but they drew police attention, which for Cannonballers known for rule-bending speeds, felt hilariously ironic. Legally, we're clean as a whistle, Jay chuckled. It's wild for us to pull off a record without speeding tickets. They faced 2 police stops. The first time, an officer gestured for them to exit, but they continued circling until he blocked the path by parking in the middle. Rolling down the window, they explained it was legal and for charity, earning an eye roll and a wave off. That officer lingered, so Jake dialed the local station to clarify. The dispatcher started skeptical, but ended up laughing, inquiring about the charity and promising to inform the cops. That bought them peace until just 10 minutes shy of shattering the old record. This roundabout straddled 2 jurisdictions, and a second officer from the neighboring town pulled them over. Records allow brief stops for driver switches, though Jay and Jake stuck to solo piloting. But any pause longer than a minute could have tanked their average. Enter hero Spencer, a friend who chatted up the cop, explaining the record attempt while Jay kept driving. Jake recalled the officer's face softening from stern to amused, even snapping selfies. Spencer joked he was ready to bolt and buy time if needed, sacrificing himself for the team. No drama ensued, and they nailed their goal. Pals watched the live stream and occasionally joined for laps. Jay's Gonzo Prius ran flawlessly, except for a massive puddle from air conditioning condensation graining under the left side due to all those turns. Jay summed it up as, "One of the dumbest things I've ever done in a car. The concept alone is pointless, unless you're chasing a record or charity. You need at least 2 solid reasons to justify it." Yet, they succeeded, covering 60.3 miles at an impressive 49 mpg, with about 60% on electric power. I asked what they did first after stopping. We both had to relieve ourselves so desperately. Our bladders were on the verge of rebellion. But here's the controversial twist. While this stunt raised money for Alzheimer's research and celebrated a driving legend, some might argue it's reckless or a traffic nuisance. Do you see it as harmless fun that highlights good causes, or a dangerous distraction on public roads? And this is the part that sparks debate. Should records like this be celebrated, or do they encourage risky behavior? Share your opinions in the comments. Agree, disagree, or add your own wild driving story. Got a tip? Shoot it our way at tips@thedrive.com.